What's up, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Hey, just got myself another Spinnaker. The PVP30 code works, dude. I'm telling you that. And I want to show you what I got here because the presentation itself is pretty amazing. And then I kind of want to give you a pitch. I'm going to tell you. The Panda is spending some of his own real money at Spinnaker watches. And the reason is, man, you get some good, stylish watches and a really good deal. And I'm going to tell you how to get a wicked deal where it's a no-brainer. So first of all, let me pull this out here. A little packaging, some foam linings. It comes definitely, in this paper box, kind of like a lot of other high-end watches, including Breitling and whatever. You get this wooden box, and it's pretty big. I mean, there's a lot of flash going on here for this watch, and I want to show it to you. It's a Cahill. Boom! Oh man! All right, so we got some foam in there too. All right, so you have a black case, the Spinnaker logo up there, and then you've got the Cahill watch down here. And why I got some of these? They're on sale, man. They're on sale. They call it a Father's Day sale. I don't know what the deal is, but they've basically marked down, a selection of their watches on their website. Not all of them by any means, but, only a small selection, but I think some really nice, attractive watches. And they've basically taken 40% off the retail price, which the retail prices on Spinnakers, I'll be honest, I think are pretty good. What else do we have in here? It looks like we've got the warranty, authentication card, or the authenticity card. We also have an instruction manual, so that's down there. We also have strapped over here for a ride is a Watchband removal tool. This side is where you'd use that forked end is how you get the spring bars out, and then there would be a pusher for pushing out links or what have you. And then up here it looks like we have an orange nylon Nato strap. And I like how the details in the box are that everything's strapped down. That's pretty neat. So I'm just going to take this out here because we're going to look at that too. And I don't want to break anything, but man, this is bright. This is definitely an attention grabber. It's like fluorescent hunting orange with black hardware, and then your Spinnaker kind of in like an ion plated brushed black finish right there. And one of the things that I tell you is I love the construction, and part of that is just look at the buckle. I mean, this is a massive buckle. It's not as wide as and maybe as kind of uncomfortable as a Panerai buckle, but look at, I mean, they don't just use some off-the-shelf piece and brand it their own, some bent sheet metal thing. This is a real honest to God buckle. I like that. Okay, so we'll look at that, and here's the Cahill. So as I unwrap it, again, 40% off, and I think the retail prices are very, very fair. And then take 40% off, that's amazing, and then use the code, which is what I did. I typed it in, PVP30, just to see if it would still work, and it does. It takes the discounted off the actual price that you have in your cart. So, dude, like I said, I got this one. I got one yesterday. I ordered another one. I was so impressed with it, and the sale was still going on. I ordered another one, and so there should be another Spinnaker coming tomorrow. We'll take a look at that one too. Yeah, I'm crazy right now for Spinnaker, and whatever. You get to take a peek at these things with me. So first of all, we have a really thick and kind of looks like, water-resistant leather, and you can kind of tell by touching it. It almost feels like a leather suede neoprene hybrid. All right, and it looks good because it has kind of this fuzzy felt finish feel to it, and it feels great. Look at that. You've got a painted edge there. It's in black, and it's this kind of matte black, kind of like an unfinished leather, and it feels super. And I'll tell you what, man, I don't know how some companies do it and other companies don't, but this thick Watchband, I mean, this is thick. It's at least 3 millimeters. Like, it's like 3 millimeters down here and like 4 millimeters up here, and it's soft. right? That, I don't know if it's because they wrap it up really tight and then buckle it in the shipping. I don't know, but I hate getting these thick leather bands, and they're, you know, you need like a year of wear just to break them in. I've literally taken thick rubber these thick leather watch bands and just submerged them in water and worked them over to try to break them in too. So the fact that they come, you know, soft and supple like this from Spinnaker is a pretty nice feature. You have some of the completion stitching here in orange. Orange is kind of the color. And I think that's a tie-in with the little orange elements that you can see here on the dial. We'll get into that a little bit more too. And then again, that buckle that I was raving about a little earlier. So, orange stitching, just, it's kind of badass. If you're interested in this watch, keep watching. I'm going to give you a really close tour of this, but I can tell you one thing, that this isn't going to be a giveaway. I'm sorry. This one's sticking with me. All right, so let's take a look at the case here. You have what looks like a plated case, you know, maybe black ion plating, Spinnaker engraved on the side right there, which I love. You know, I get all warm and creamy when people do that. I just love that. And I even really like their font. It's just kind of cool and futuristic and sleek and a little subtle, to be honest. So you have kind of this brushed finish. I mean, you have a little bit of like a polished edge here. That's not that much different than, say, the limited edition Amalfi watch. You know, they do that too. And the thing I've noticed about wearing my Spinnakers is that when they do this, when they put a little bit of polish and a little on the bright work, and then, you know, they have it contrasted with, like, you know, the brush finish in other places, is that every now and then you catch a little light, right? You're catching that light right on the polished edge. You're not really seeing like a lot of glare or reflection, but every now and then you get a little bang, bing, you know, that little polish kind of throws a little light, and it just kind of makes it dazzle, even though it's kind of murdered out and dark and kind of subdued and sinister looking. Look at that. The crown there, knurled edge with a cut in the middle. It's not focusing that well for me, but you can see there. And then the Spinnaker logo right there on the edge, on the end, and that is polished. Nice glossy finish on it. You can see here that the bezel is a very distinct coin edge right there on this Cahill. And then the bezel itself might be a little hard to see, has just a little bit of kind of a soft rounded edge. It's not like that kind of flat Submariner, you know, like a lot of divers watches. And this is a diver's watch for sure. Look at that. Unidirectional rotating bezel nonetheless. And you've got a giant orange pip, triangular pip for the 12 o'clock, and so you could absolutely use this as a diver's watch, and I think it actually has cred as a diver's watch because it says water resistant to 200 meters, which is much deeper than pretty much, let's be honest, you're gonna go. It's like buying a Range Rover. What kind of off-road cred does it have? Who uses diver's watches for diving? You know, not many people I know. Hell, I don't even like taking a shower. I haven't taken a shower in like 4 years. So you've got this kind of glossy bezel, and it's almost like a little bit like a glass, right? It might be a little hard to see there, but you know, all of the dots here, and then the numbers and the triangular piece are like below the bezel itself. So it's like a glass or like a crystal, but it gives it a really high polish shine to it. Now, you do have this curved mineral crystal up here. Seems pretty weighty, seems pretty solid. And I just want to kind of give you a little tour of the dial here because it's pretty nice. You have this patterned textured dial, as you can see, right? It has like a kind of a rough sandpaper texture to it. Kind of like those bathtub strips so you don't slip. You've got the Mercedes style hands here. Peace sign in the big dot. You've got orange. You really have two types of orange. You have those kind of traditional orange for the hour and the minute markings silked onto the dial, and then around the date window here at 3 o'clock. and the wording down there too. And then that Spinnaker logo. This looks like it's part of the dial, but I'm not sure if it's applied or not, but it's in silver. It's in like chrome. And then you have these applied pips here in like a brushed stainless steel with a really, let's call it more of a orange yellow, but it's definitely, I wouldn't call it yellow. If you were only looking at that, you'd call it orange, but it's obviously not as dark burnt orange as the other orange, but it's still like a very, it tilts on the orange, not the yellow scale to me. And I think all of that should be luminescent. All of these inner pieces here, right? All of the hour pips, the hands, all of that should be luminescent, because when you're diving, you want to be able to see how much air you've got, or you're gonna die. You're gonna die. Even a pip there on the second hand. So, and as you can see, the second hand is sliding, and that's because this is an automatic movement, as it says on the front. I mean, it's not a lie. Let's take a peek at it. We have an automatic movement with a exhibition case back here. Even the back of the case is plated too. This model is the SP-5033, in case you were wondering, and that's because this is a little bit bigger case. I'm going to measure it for you. I think it's a 43 millimeter, and I just really like that size. You know, they make the Cahill a little smaller too, like a 38 millimeter. I just did a review on that. So if you like smaller watches, you can definitely check that out. Now, what kind of movement is this? You know, the smaller Cahill, the small size, I believe, is a Seiko automatic, and I believe this one is a Miyota. If I'm wrong about that, I'll eat my hat. But you can see there, it does have the Spinnaker logo on the exhibition caseback window, and then you have this really kind of bright blue, almost purple rotor with the Spinnaker logo on it. So that's pretty cool. You know, nothing dressed up too much with the movement, but if it's a Miyota movement or a Seiko, to be honest, I have watches on both. My Oilcraft is a Miyota movement, and I have beat the living crap out of that thing, and it has never had a problem, and I've never had it serviced either. So even though it's not dressed up and polished or anything like that, I bet this is like a workhorse movement. You know, it's like dating the girl that works really hard as opposed to the prom queen. So, man, what a nice looking watch. I bet you're wondering what it looks like on le wrist. Well, I'll show you. I'll show you what it looks like. 7.5 inch wrist. I'm not going to tighten this down too much right now, but as you can see there, you'll be always looking at that Spinnaker engraving on this side. But man, looks good. That leather, which is, like I said, already broken in, feels good. Feels good. It's soft. I mean, I don't know, especially just because of the way that water resistant treatment or whatever they do to the leather just makes it feel kind of velvety against my skin, my naked skin. Yeah, this is a nice looking watch. This is kind of dark and angry. It's kind of nice knowing that I could wear this on vacation, go snorkeling, jump in a pool, get caught in the rain, whatever, and it has diving cred to it, so it's obviously going to be fine in water. But at the same time, I know that it's, you know, shiny and polished up, and probably going to be a nice watch to wear to a formal dinner even. And it's not too big, you know, like I said, 43 millimeters. I think that's a great size. Now you're probably wondering, Pete, you know, I don't really own a lot of watches. I don't work on my own. I go to the Majula and have my watch bands and watch straps changed. So how does that work? So here we go. I want to show it to you, right? So we're going to do a little tutorial here too. I'm going to take out the watch band removal tool out of the box, which it comes with. So that's kind of nice, free. It's like a $5 accessory right there, and probably something every watch guy should have. And then you just, let's see, hopefully I can capture this on camera. You're just going to kind of locate, you're going to use the forked end, fork you, and then you're going to kind of pull the watch band down there a little bit. You're going to see the spring bar, and that spring bar has little, it's kind of like a stepped, it's like a toilet paper roll. I did do a video on how to change that, so I'm just going to get up there above the neck on the spring bar and then kind of compress the spring bar, and then boom, thing just comes out just like that, right? And then the same on this side. Now, you do want to be a little careful that the The spring bar, you know, I'm usually pretty ginger with it, and I try to control it as it's coming out. And I usually try to bring them out the backside just in case they scratch, and I'm scratching the lugs or something. I'm doing it on the backside as opposed to the front side. So there we have that. And then you're going to have to reuse these spring bars. So you're going to pull them out just like this. So you can see what I'm talking about, right? And how they look. They have little shoulders right there so you can compress them. That's all there is to it. But you're going to need these before you put on your NATO strap. So you're going to want to put these back in. You can put one end in the hole there. Put it in the hole. Get it in the hole. And when there's no strap on, you can kind of compress them with your hands sometimes. But I don't know if I'll have enough juice, dexterity in my hands to do it. And then you're going to find that other hole. Don't you want to get in the hole? It's your home, ball. I'm going to compress this one. All right. And now, look at that. Now it's a watch. There you go. That's it. Go ahead and put that on your wrist. Just playing. This NATO strap has 2 pieces here, and you're going to run the long strap under the spring bar here. And you can see how close that spring bar is to the case. So obviously, you know, you're not going to be able to use like a, I don't know, you could probably use a leather NATO strap with this, but lots of NATO straps are, you know, nylon like this. And I love the fact you can tell this high quality because they've gone ahead and melted the edge here so you don't get any fraying. They've done a really, really nice job on that. And then what this side is going to do is going to attach over here, but you got to make sure that the watch is kind of snugged up far enough that you'll be able to run the strap back through the back piece right there. So I'm going to run it in here, and boom, just like this. And there we got it. All right, sometimes you gotta just kind of take up the slack a little bit, but there. Oh my gosh, I'm a moron. I am a moron. I put it on upside down, but magic of video, I fixed it. This is what it looks like when you do it right. Nice thing is you still have that nice high quality buckle, because on the NATO straps, kind of the traditional thing is to have like these little tiny cotter pin like loops there, so it's kind of nice that they didn't chintz out with the buckle. And then you just put it on like this, and this gives it a really sporty look. And now you can also go deer hunting because you've got this bright orange, which is going to keep you safe out in the wilderness. So I'm just going to kind of throw it on here just like this. You'd run the strap up through these loops here. If you have a lot of extra strap, which some NATO straps do, you have to kind of fold it back down there. But man, look at that. The Cahill with the NATO strap on my wrist, that kind of gives it a totally another look and feel, man. I feel like I should be camping with this thing now, right? I should be out, you know, exploring the outdoors. And it's a diver's watch, so I don't have to worry about it being, you know, abused and fragile. Thing will keep going. So really cool. You can change up the look on that from something very formal to something really casual. Super quick, just as quick as that. And they give you everything in the box to do it. No need to take it to a jeweler, which is pretty awesome. So check it out. Like I said, not only is it right now on sale, but then use PVP30 at checkout, and you can get yourself another 30% off. That's pretty amazing. I like it. I'm definitely digging Spinnaker. Spinnaker-watches.com is the place to check it out. Peter Von Panda. Out!